We are Steve and Lindsay Radford, and together with our 3 children, we have been exploring the Atlantic coast of Morocco for the last week. It's now time to head inland, and our first stop is going to be Marrakesh.
The road out is only 3 kilometres, where the way in we took the 6-kilometre road, and some of you advised me to just speed up and run through it and find a sweet spot, and either way it's just as bad.
But at least this way it's quicker.
Whilst we were in the area, we wanted to visit the pretty port of Essaouira, but it seems everyone else did whilst we were there. So we struggled to find somewhere in town to park the motorhome and decided to skip it and visit it another time.
So there's a good selection of wine, but some of this is like 40 quid a bottle.
So we popped into the Carrefour whilst we were there to stock up with supplies.
But we don't know what any of it tastes like, right?
We grabbed some food and some wine and started to make our way to Marrakesh.
Okay, get one of them, So we're filling up with fuel and we're paying 12.17. It's about £1 a litre, which is exactly what I was hoping to get to. So whilst I was filling up with fuel, I noticed they were washing a lorry right in here. So I asked them how much to wash the camper van, and he said 60 dirham, which is a £5. So of course I said, go ahead and wash it for us. So yeah, it's been pretty dusty here now. So before we head into Marrakesh, just get it nice and clean.
Whilst we were getting the van sorted, the boys popped into the cafe for a coffee.
Enjoying your coffee? And watching the football?
It's a past game.
They live the life of Riley, don't they? Love, who was Riley?
I don't know.
Get in the comments and let us know who Riley is after the life of Riley that we say. And what a grand job they've done. She's looking absolutely beautiful and fresh and clean again. There was thick grime all down here with sand. Don't get me wrong, it's going to get like that again when we get to the desert, but just got to keep on top of it.
Next we stopped to get some fruit.
What are you negotiating there, love?
That's 15 because it's 3 dirham per kilo.
That was what it is.
And there's a big one. That was 15 dirham, which was about £1.20 for a whole watermelon, which I'm now going to carry.
She's carrying a watermelon.
And I got 8 flatbreads for 10 dirhams, which is about 80p. And they smell fresh and they're gorgeous.
So at the last campsite we couldn't fill up with the water because it was coming out of a well, so I didn't want to put it in here. But these guys say this is drinking water. I've seen them filling it up. We won't be drinking it, but I'm happy to put mains water in the tank so we can at least brush our teeth, wash, things like that. And whilst we've been filling up with the water, Lindsay's knocked up some wonderful sandwiches.
I have.
And now it's about to crack on with the watermelon. And there you go, we're full of fresh water. And there was more and more people coming to fill their bottles whilst I was there, and I confirmed with all of them, they all drink the water. But we only drink from the bottles anyway. So I'm quite happy to clean my teeth and have a wash and wash the dishes in the water that they're happy to drink. I'm sure a few of you are going to disagree in the comments, and that's fine. But yeah, we'll only drink out of the bottled water here anyway.
After around a 3-hour drive, plus additional time for stopping along the way for supplies, we eventually arrived at Marrakesh around 6:30, where I manoeuvred us through the busy traffic and to the park-up we had earmarked for the night by the Medina. I got out and the guy explained what the price would be, so I quickly paid the man and he lifted the barrier so I could drive the motorhome in. I drove down to the end of the car park where there was plenty of space, so I quickly backed it in and plugged it into the electricity.
Right guys, we found a cracking park up, and it was 150 dirham for the night, which is about £12.50, and that includes electric. It's only in a car park, but it is secure parking right in the centre of Marrakesh. We're right in by the Medina, so I'm really pleased about that. We've done the suspension, we've done the air today, front's up, the back's down. And I'm really, really pleased because it is so close to the centre of Marrakesh, so we can have the aircon on as well. This do you, my love?
It'll do me really well, actually. Very excited to go for a little mooch round.
So I'm testing the electric out, see how good it is. Got the aircon on full, and that's doing just fine. Look at that. It's pulling in 1150 from the mains. Batteries are nearly full, and it's not tripping with the aircon on full, so that should be good tonight. I'm sure it's no more unsafe here than it is in any major cities, but I'm just glad we've got our bear lock safe to put our valuables in, just for peace of mind that they're put away. I'm certainly going to put my laptop in and Lindsay's laptop in just for safekeeping, just to know if anything does happen, at least they're safe. And I've also got my bear lock so I can put it in reverse, lock it in, and know it's going nowhere, and there's a brick wall behind me as well. Well, that was very, very lucky. We were probably messing around in there for 20 minutes, and half an hour later we wouldn't have got a space because the car park that was empty is now full up. Look at it. But there we are, centre of Marrakesh. Links in the description.
It's 10 to 8 and we've arrived in el-Fnaa, which is a massive, busy, bustling square. First impressions, all I can see is the snakes.
We then came across these bright and colourful fruit stalls. The vendors were striving to get your attention and pull you over to their stall for a freshly squeezed juice drink.
How do you choose? They're all selling juices from fresh fruit. They all look so appetising as well. Look, you gotta get him, he's waving. We've walked for maybe a minute and I've already been stopped by 3 different restaurateurs. They've got stands outside and they all speak with a London accent. I said maybe later because I'm not hungry yet, and they'll say later alligator.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot?
Man's never hot.
It's like a Disney set, isn't it? It is just manic and so perfect and so full of people and crazy. Have you seen this? They're fishing for drinks.
The boys were thirsty, so we decided to try out one of the freshly squeezed juices from the colourful stalls. And these guys reached out and grabbed my attention.
Come take pictures with me.
That's awesome.
They then encouraged us to go up and have photos taken with them.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the hat work, all right?
They were very friendly and welcoming, so professional at what they do. Such an experience for our boys, and the juice they made was amazing too. We left the busy square and made our way through the Medina to look for a restaurant that was recommended to us.
The good quality.
You keep looking at football tops. All you've done since we've been here is look at football tops.
Genuine fake. Original fake.
We eventually found it and made our way up the stairs to the roof terrace where we were seated and ordered our food.
So we're in Cafe Marsden in Marrakesh, which was recommended by Nick Romes to come here, isn't it? We've ordered a couple of tagines, a couple of soups and a little bit of food to share. And I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, a lot more people are speaking English in this Marrakesh, isn't they?
Yeah, Marrakesh is much more international. I think it's more touristy as well, definitely.
Right. Yes, a lot more than any other city that we've seen so far in Morocco.
And I was invited to take a little peek in the kitchen as they're making the food.
This is our food?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
George has taken a liking to harira, a Moroccan soup.
Drop it down, yeah.
Lindsay ordered the chicken pastilla.
Chicken pasty. Fantastic. Drop them anywhere. We're going to share them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Harry and I ordered a couple of tagines to share, which both tasted as good as they looked.
So there we are. How was that?
It was delicious.
It was really, really nice. We had a nice selection to share, and it came to about 35 quid. So loving Morocco's prices. It's 10:30 at night. We're back in the main square, and it's even busier than it was earlier. It's brilliant.
Nice. Marrakesh.
Here are the famous pop-up food stall restaurants that aren't there during the day, and they just pop up here at night to feed thousands of people that visit the square. There's an abundance of entertainers drawing in the crowds of people, and vendors selling all kinds of illuminated toys for the kids. And these guys playing some bizarre games where they throw coins onto a ball of round circles. The whole experience was like a sensory overload, an amazing experience that is hard for me to portray in this video. You really need to be here to experience it for yourselves.
Everyone in their life needs to experience this place at least once. It is brilliant.
It's why we came to Marrakesh. I've seen this square right here and the hustle and bustle on other people's videos, and I just wanted to come and experience it, and it is brilliant, isn't it?
It's what time is it now?
It's about 10:30, 11:15.
Yeah, there's no signs of this dying down anytime soon.
This will be going on to 1, 2 in the morning, no doubt. It is brilliant, and we do feel very, very safe here, by the way.
Yes.
But it was late, so we decided to head back through the hustle and bustle across the busy streets of Marrakesh, where there really isn't any rules for traffic, especially for the mopeds. Back to where we parked the van. The car park here now is heaving. They've double parked everyone. My goodness, we couldn't get out if we wanted to. Shukran. And there we are. Back to the van.
Someone did park there. Of course they did. It's crazy busy.
And somebody did park here. We couldn't get our awning out if we wanted, could we?
That is not the way of airs, and this is very much a city air.
I know that. I'm just teasing.
I know.
And let's get that aircon on and pumped up, shall we? Oh, that's lovely. And these two are going back out for an hour or so, back into town. Enjoy yourselves, boys.
Yeah.
And we've woken up to sunshine in Marrakesh. There's just another couple of vans here, but there's one from the UK, look. That'll be one of the first vehicles we've seen from the UK in Morocco. This thing's very cool. Look at this. It says Yamaha. I don't think that's Yamaha. Anyone know what that is? And the facilities they have here. Turkish toilets. Not the best, but you know, needs must. So here's the car park entrance where we stayed last night. 110 for the night. And they charge an extra 40 for electric, so 150, so maybe £12.50 for the night.
I'd say time your arrival for early afternoon. Don't come too late after that because it gets packed in the evenings. Last night, by the time we came to bed, there were cars everywhere. And we've woken up and there are motorhomes near us as well.
And this was heaving down here with street vendors and people last night, busy hustle and bustle. But here's the mosque that we parked next to, and I think this here is the foundations of the original.
Did you just do a bit of Lindsay history? About halfway between the main square and our parkup is the Koutabia, which is a 12th century mosque, and we've been using it wherever we are to kind of orientate ourselves so we don't get too lost.
And here's all the horses and carts lined up, and we're coming up to the main square, which was absolutely heaving last night. And the boys went out until 1:30 in the morning. They didn't come back. Just taking in the atmosphere, and apparently it was even busier when they got back here and at like 1 o'clock in the morning than it was when we were here.
I found a new feature on Google that I really like. It's on Google Maps. If you touch an icon for a place, quite often it comes up with a little speaker icon, so it'll tell you how to say it correctly. Koutabia.
And here we are approaching the main square that was so busy last night.
It's really interesting seeing the square today as opposed to last night, because that area behind me, that whole area that's now empty, was pop-up restaurants. They must come in the evenings and literally pop them up. Amazing! George says I've got to tell you how terrible this is, what I'm about to tell you. There are monkeys here, and they've got collars on and nappies on, and they're using them to take pictures and just drum up more tourism, and that is not what I'm happy about at all.
Which is why I didn't put them on camera.
No, absolutely. The snake charmers are also here, and I'm not doing near them because they're just disgusting. Really hate snakes. There's not many things I'm afraid of, but the way they move without legs is just really unnatural, and their eyes are dead.
This is the place that's been highly recommended, and the place that Gordon, Gino and Fred came to, right? And it looks tiny on the outside here. Should we go and have a look in? So it's a little bit bigger inside. And there they are, Gordon, Gino and Fred.
Should we have 2 tables here?
Yeah, let's have 2 tables.
Yeah, this is ace. So not even did Gordon, Gino and Fred recommend this place to us. The man that we met when we were having the sardine tagine on the beach, he strongly recommended it as well.
He did.
He did. This place the guy has 2 locations. We think this is the one that Gordon and Gino.
It is the one that you can tell from out front.
Yeah.
It does not look like a restaurant out front. You think you're at the wrong place if you really do. It's tiny out front there.
It looks like a street food place, and if you don't like meat, this is not the place for you.
But we're here for the famous mishwi, isn't it?
Mishwi.
But we was also recommended to try...
The tagine here is supposed to be amazing. If you come after 1 o'clock, it's all gone.
And the mutton head.
And the mutton heads. The tête de mouton.
But you know what? It's lunchtime. I'm just happy enough with the mishwi.
Yes. Oh, and it's called Chez Lamine Haj Mustafa.
So they cook the meat in these 2 large underground ovens. And they were just removing the meat that would be our mishwi from one of the ovens. They have a long stick with a hook on the end, and they fish it up.
So tender.
They then give it to the guy out front where he carves it and weighs the portions.
Oh.
It's then dished out onto plates and served in the restaurant. They then brought ours to our table. The mishwi comes with bread, and we also ordered some side salads too. But it was the mishwi that was amazing.
How good is that?
Already it looks amazing.
Well, we pretty much demolished that. How was it?
It was really tasty.
Really, really tasty. And I don't think it's going to be that expensive either. There we go. It came to 590, which was about 50 quid. And that was amazing.
So it turned out we walked in through the kitchen, which was why there was a massive hot blast of hot air as we went in. And here is the main entrance to the restaurant. There's so much hustle and bustle, but I can't help walking around with a great big smile on my face. It feels awesome to be here, and it feels really safe as well. No one's pestering too much. Hello, sweetheart. You get the lucky men, they're the most persistent. But a quick no and they're gone, it's fine. It's lovely. We found a restaurant and inside it's very beautiful, but if you come up to the roof terrace, you can see all the way across the big square. And what is a little more apparent here than when you're down there is that there are roads. When you're down there, it's not easy to tell. It's just like playing that game, Crossy Roads, when you're just dodging things. It's quite interesting. But you can see it a little more defined here because they're going in the same directions. We ordered mint tea, and it's beautiful. But there's a trick. You have to pour it yourself, and you're supposed to get as much air in it and lift it up as you can. But the teapot's too hot to hold. And my fingers.
Delicious, yeah, boy.
We've had an awesome 24 hours in Marrakesh. It's been great.
We've only been in the Medina, in the old city. We've not actually ventured beyond that, but there's been so much to look at, to see. Sensory overload in all the great ways. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
It certainly lived up to its name. It's exactly what I was hoping for.